Oh, hi, Thomas. Uh, how you doing, William? Can you guys hear me all right? Everything got messed up. Hi, Clyde. Can you guys hear? Is everything working now? Hi, Abdul. Oh, okay, great. Yeah. What? Jeez. Sorry, guys. Hey, Dominic. Blug glub glub. How you doing? Is everything above water in Queens? My son flew back. I drove 100 miles in a car wash, really, taking my son down to Metro North to catch a plane at 5 o'clock. We got there about 10:30, and he barely made it. And in fact, they delayed his flight at 5 because the rain just messed up all kinds of transportation and everything else. So uh, I just any you know. Oh boy. Well, anyway. Oh, Brooklyn's okay. That's good to hear. Ah, glad to hear everything's working now. Great. Okay. Um. Hey, neighbor. Still raining. My God, I tell you, just I am so glad it's not. If this were colder weather, we would be in have snow up to the roof on a two-story house. Really been amazing. Rain, what is rain? Yeah. In the Dust Bowl, there's no rain. Hi, Joas. How you doing? Are you going to meet the horned one at Watch Time, New York City? I'd like to meet Archie. I don't know if he's going to be there. I may run into him. That would be sort of fun. Yeah, I'd like to meet old Archie. See how he's doing. How is he holding up? Uh, I'll give him your regards, Clyde. How do I like the weather, Alexander? I like rain, but enough is enough. My God, I'll tell you, driving. It's really funny. Um, God, I was down there. A friend of mine and I went to New York just a couple weeks ago, and it was beautiful weather, but there was some kind of accident on the way home, and we got delayed an hour going up I-91. And yesterday, I left here about 9:30, and just this pouring rain all the way to New Haven, and pouring rain all the way back. There was one fender bender and that was it. I mean, it was slow but steady, and actually made pretty good time coming back. But man, I'll tell you, just the amount of rain. There was this UPS truck that went by our house, and I saw the thing. It was like a wave. I mean, a really big wave, whoosh into our yard. Not that it didn't, I don't know. Okay, let's see. We got to get going. All right. Hey, sympathy for the bezel, Goldfinger. How you guys doing? Apar high. Okay. All right. And what time do you start? It hasn't stopped. Hey, Mohammed, how you doing? Few days of rain per year in Abu Dhabi. Yeah, I spent some time in the Abu Dhabi airport. It's been several hours there when had to switch planes going from God, where was I? I was in Nairobi, and we caught a plane that went up to Khartoum in Sudan that had been bombed the day before by Gaddafi's back in '84, and so we flew to Abu Dhabi, and then we had to wait a minute. Are we going from? It was either Abu Dhabi or on the way to Sri Lanka. We were in one of those things, but yeah, I've been to Abu Dhabi, one of the nicest airports I've been in. Um, Hi, Rich. Okay, All right, guys, let's get started. Let's see, what time is it? Oh, we get 15 minutes late. I apologize. What do you think? If you had if they said, okay, you can have one watch, that's all you get forever, a one watch collection. Somebody had asked, is one watch a collection? Well, in this case, it would be. Only one watch. What do you know? An old time town crier? Yeah, only one watch. Either that or a doo-wop. Okay, yeah. If you had a watch, I was thinking, it was a harder question for me. There's certain watches I'll probably never be able to have. Uh, One would be an FP Journe Optima. I've always liked those, and that's mainly because they have a what are it? Remontoir Egalite. The other one would be a Roger Smith watch. I'd have to look at the series, but if I had one, it would be one of those watches. How about you guys? What would it be? Hey, geezer. Hi, Mike's watches. Predictable. I know, but Rolex Explore. That is totally not predictable. The reason it's not predictable is that if someone had one watch, I think that probably, anyway, you like your Explorer, go get them. Okay. Hey, William, Omega Aquaterra 41 millimeters. All right. Richard Dong, fake Ponzi scammer. Everything by one watch. Hey, how's it going, Brian? Mike watches Planet Earth has to be a dual timer. Yeah, you got a point. That was the other thing I was thinking of, a dual timer. You know what? The other choice I had, I like my Larique watches so much, is that not only do they have wonderful features by a wonderful watchmaker, but they also have there's this, they also have a special meaning. So that would be my other. If I had one watch, I'd put on my old Larique. Since you mentioned dual timer, I'd go with Larique number 3. Let's make it simpler and limit it to watches you currently own. Now, we already talked about the only one we wouldn't throw back. In terms of your collection, Clyde, I know the one I'd pick. I'd pick that Urban Jurgensen, that platinum Urban Jurgensen you've got. That's a honey of a watch. Hey, one watch collection in a bank safe or on the wrist. What do you mean? Something you'd I mean, I guess you could put it in a bank safe if you're gonna not wear a watch, but it's something you'd something you'd really enjoy having all the time. Hey, Powell, Casio G-Shock, because it feels indestructible. Okay. Hey, Abdul, what would you have, Ab? That's hard. Love to keep my Larique. Yeah, I know. That's the same way I feel too about the Larique. Geezer, if I could have only one watch, I'd probably hang on a second. You'd go for a Nautilus. Would the Nautilus be before or after 2009? I wouldn't mind one before 2009, before they started putting in the silicone hairspring. Dominic, your grandfather's gold boulevard. Yeah, that's those kinds of values I understand. Yeah, that would be a nice one. Hello, Dr. Dave Miller. I'd have to go with my hand wound IWC Portofino. That's a real interesting choice. JLC Reverso Dual Face, 2 watches in one. Oh, hobby. You gamed the system. You'd be a Roger Smith. Yeah, that's. Hey, Nate Dog. One watch is going to be my IWC Portugueser perpetual calendar. It's fun. You got your first Grail watch. That would be the one. Or would it be a watch with an ETA movement so you know it'll always be serviceable? That's a good point. That's a very good point. Groenfeld, 1969. Groenfeld, the Groenfeld, the one that they have with the Remontoy Egalite, that would be another one I would really want to have. Mohammed, let's see what you got. One watch. Actually, my first is a Rolex black sub date was a watch everything that then collection, but if time back, I would sport classic. Okay, HRM. I would keep the watch I'm working on right now. The one you're working on really sounds interesting. HRM. That's a very cool watch. My watch makings they don't always have a happy ending. I'll put it that way. Maybe a H. Moser or Al Longa and Sunda. Yeah, either one of those would be a really good choice, I think. William, did the balance wheels touch on your resonance? No, they didn't. Oh, by the way, William, I put together a new video on that. What I did was that I showed the two, I put them on a piece of cardboard. I made a sort of a cardboard table and I put them on here. The reason for the holes, and then I have these little bitty feet on the back, is so that they have for the hands, they have these little protrusions for that. So I think there's probably enough here, so I didn't want them to be affected by that. And I put them on my non-magnetic, this is my workbench on my green one there. But I made a video of it just to compare the two, and so you can see the difference between those when it was in and out of resonance. Trouble with UJ is that KV could always say that they're no longer servicing the legacy model. No, Rancher, no. From what he said, his daughter is going to be taking care of all the legacy, and they're going to be servicing them. Also, this is the best part. He's talking about still using the P4 movement, so you'd be all set. If not, you can give it to me whenever you feel like it, if you're tired of it. I'll give you one of my ETAs so you can have a service for that. Hey, Thomas, I'd go with the Brigade tradition. I love the Brigade tradition. I really like those a lot. That's a cool watch. Big Sal, blue dial, BC overseas, 4,500. 4,500. I thought that was a blue dial VC overseas. Don't they have a 5,100? Oh, maybe 4,500 is the reference number. Okay, or my 1921. Tough choice. Hey, that would be. Both of them are great watches. Abdul, let's see. I think a decent water resistant and durability. Chaumet already dandy. No. This would be any watch you could have, Brian. I love my Artie Dandy. That thing is, the thing about it, I think that case would be hard to beat. When you have a jeweler, a really good jeweler like Chaumet doing a case, their cases are really something. I love that case. I almost tempted to say Rolex because they always be around. Yeah, they're not the best at servicing and making parts for discontinued models. If you like a Rolex, I guess you'd like a Rolex. Hi, Joas. Let's see. ALS Saxonia. Yeah, a Mosey Pioneer. Those are nice. Now that they have the double hairspring back, with they have some models now, H. Moser does, with a double hairspring. They have a double hairspring in the HMC 200, which I thought was sort of unusual because HMC 200 is a pretty, base standard automatic movement. Abdul, I think one of the best examples would be a Groenfeld 69 or Aquanaut dual time. Both of them are very nice. Imagine if someone makes an affordable resonance movement with two small JLC movements for the from a woman's watch. I'm not sure. Armin Strom and H. Moser, I mean, not H. Moser, but F.P. Jorn, they both have a resonance watch. So does, I'm saying this wrong, I have Beat Holloman. He also has a resonance watch. Of course, I do too, but it's more like a clock. My resonance watch. Probably have to go with something gold with an annual perpetual calendar. Patek 3970. Okay. Oh, bud. Cartier Tank Normale. A Normale. I don't know that one, oh, bud. Sounds interesting, though. Like the Rocky Fair, I'm waiting for Etude number 45. That is funny. Oh, thanks, William. Johas, for me, I'm thinking boring watches are the best when it comes to a one watch collection. Now if by boring you mean time only, I agree with you. I like something you can just look at. I've got on my moon watch, my Christian Vanderclaw. This is why I like my Larique watch. You look at it, you get the time, keep on going. I have several watches like that. My Urban Jurgensen is one of the few watches I have with a calendar on it. I don't know if I'd want a calendar. It's really funny. That's just sort of weird, but there you go. There you have it. Etude font on the dial looks like Nomos. No, it doesn't. You need to know about fonts, and you'd know that doesn't look at all like that. Miguel, for me, it's the Nautilus 5711. That's not a bad watch, especially before 2009. Okay. What about who are they? Grubel and Forsay. That would be another one that would be very tempting. Tank Normandy came out this year, Normale, with a limited edition. I was lucky to get an allocation. That's good. Larique number one's design makes it look bigger than it is. It also has superior hush voice contrast. It does. Hey, Dark Star, automatic dive watch. Well, there are lots of automatic dive watches, not a Rolex. Why a dive watch? What I would recommend. I don't. If you if you live, if you're in New England right now with the rain we've been having, a dive watch is not a bad idea. Gerbeau Forsay one, the handmade watch. Yes, that's Abdul. That would be another one. The one that the handmade one. That's exactly the one I was thinking about. Have you seen that handmade? It's clean as a whistle, beautifully made. That would be another one that would come down to a only watch choice. A Panamatic. Those are gorgeous watches, Alexander. Yeah, the Glashütte original Panamatic. Those are really pretty watches. I mean, just good looking watches. Miguel, what do you got? Omega Seamaster or Blanc Pan? Both of those are Swatch owned watches. I'll tell you, I'm gonna two Omegas I'd really like to have. One would be the original, I guess it's a 318 movement moon watch, uh, and the other would be one of the coaxial ones before they started putting in silicone hairsprings. Would buy a strap monster. Okay. By the way, speaking of straps, um, it's just been a couple of weeks ago. I was in New York, and I met another guy, a guy from Florida and Central America, who was also in the same. They were at what's it called? Jean Rousseau. They're right off of Fifth Avenue on what is it, 54th. They used to have a shop that was sort of built into part of the Roosevelt Hotel, but the Roosevelt Hotel has become sort of a shelter, which is it's like in a great location. We used to stay there all the time, but I don't know, that hotel needs a total renovation to be, back to what it had been. They used to shoot all these TV shows in their Roosevelt, and now it's these poor people who are, who are refugees they're using that as a temporary place for them to stay. And they probably, if they had the same problems that they had before they shut it down, they, they, they may go back. Parmigiani toric hemispheres. Oh, yes. Yes, yes. Yes, Apar. That would be another one. That's a great watch. That won a Grand Prix award for I think it was a travel watch at the time. They used to have a travel watch category. They got rid of it. They keep categories come and go with GPHG, and you never know what they're going to have. They used to have a public category. So, you know, um, the yellow gold tank normale was released to the public in 1919. Wow. Live like a refugee, huh? Panerai would be nice as well, especially the base ones like a PAM 000. I don't, I'll tell you, Panerai they probably, to me, they have some of the best looking watches and the most iffy movements. That's my view of Panerai. I don't trust Panerai ever since the 318 or whatever it was, but they're gorgeous watches. Carry Vuitton and GMT. A Carry Vuitton and Vinge 8 would be another one I would really have to think about. Those are fantastic watches. Something with snowflake hands for Clive. Oh. Okay, what about a JLCs? I love to see them, but I never bought one. Never know. One of those dual metres might be a really nice ones to have. Very nice ones. I wouldn't mind, like, I still may get one. It would be one of the, what are they? The geophysics JLC's world timers. Those are very nice watches. That might be one that would be a really good world timer to have. Yeah, I like the Limonor case, Abdul. I agree with that. Anything by Romain? Oh, God, yes. Ivan. Yes, I would. Uh, by Romain Gauthier. I've got one sort of by him that is at the hospital right now, somewhere in Switzerland, getting service. But yeah, no, a watch by Gauthier would be fantastic. A JLC dual face, maybe one with a calendar side on only one side, so 2 for 1. Philippe Dufour Simplicity, that was another one too. I tell you, I love the simplicity. There's another one that he made at the right around the same time called a duality, and choosing between a Philippe Dufour Simplicity and Duality, neither of which is either available or affordable, would be really nice to have. Good morning, Robert. Miguel, let's see. If you have a budget, we're talking without this is something like they had a lottery and you could choose any watch you wanted. We'll put it that way. Uh, yeah, Joe asked. I tell you what, I I think I think well they have the all of the Panerai. I think they now have the Val Fleurier movements uh, by the Richemont movement maker. Those probably aren't bad. I'll put it that way. But there's something about them that just, there are very few. There are very few movements that are very few watches or watch brands that give me the heebie-jeebies, and that's one of them. I mean, here you have it, sort of like the sirens in the Odyssey, where he strapped herself to the mast, and they're beautiful watches, but not too sure about what's inside. This is backfired. I now know I can't live with only one watch. I think we're all in the same boat. But I don't know. I think if I had, I lived with one watch, at least one at a time for years. I used to buy when I was a kid. I used to buy Timexes, and they had kept perfect time. Then they'd break. Then I'd buy another Timex that kept perfect time. Then they'd break. You don't even try to fix them. They didn't what take a lick at it and kept on ticking. They ticked and then died. That was what they are. I sold 12 watches from my collection to pay for the Nomale. That's not a bad idea. There's some watches I've got to sell. I just haven't brought myself to do it, and it's my own fault. Hey, Parma. Oh my God, yeah, the Parmigiani Ovale Pantograph. That would be another one. That would be one I would really, really like to have. What do you want Robert, I'd pick up the most expensive watch I could find. That's part of the deal. You can't sell it. That was one of the conditions we had. Maybe one watch per day the week. That's more reasonable. Hey, Mike. Takes a lick and don't and doesn't tick. Yeah, but takes a kick, it doesn't tick. Yeah, I love those Timexes. I used to work at a drugstore when I was a kid. I had a job, after school job, and they had these watches there. And as soon as mine broke, I just buy a new one. Agata, Anthony, I'm not sure what Agata is. Joas, JLC dual face is also nice. So you know, You can have 2 watches. Yeah, I know. You really get one watch that has, sort of like does 2 tricks, 2 dials. Your resonance videos remind me of a project where they combine 2 4-cylinder motorcycles to make a very high revving V8. Whoa. Now that would be fun. Back in the day when I used to my main transportation was a motorcycle, and then I got a bigger one. I kept getting bigger motorcycles. As soon as I moved out to California from when I was at the I was teaching at the University of Florida, that wasn't a bad commute cycle. But man, I tell you, in California on a freeway, love freeway driving, but not on a motorcycle. Now I'll be getting a Cartier Privé list. I guess it's very expensive. Now I can get my hands on Cartiers from a Privé collection. But if money is no object and availability, oh, that's another one. Yes, the I don't know, Hajime Ahsoka Pura. I like the Tsunami that he makes. That would be another watch. I wouldn't mind having one of those forever. Those are really nice watches. Having one watch is like owning one pair of shoes. The thing about having one pair of shoes, you don't have to make as many decisions. I like wearing my boots for major walking. The other day, my son and I we hiked about 5 miles. They put in a trail, a walking path and bike path near where I live. And so we thought we kept walking in the path, ended and another path started. And it went, way out in the middle. Beautiful. God, the forests right now are just gorgeous. And it's part because of all the rain. And now they're going to be going into colors pretty soon. They've already started. I have an old RR Tri-Gold with an elk on it. That would be a cool one to have a picture of an elk on a watch. That would be neat. Ahsoka has a 5-year waiting list. Yeah, I'm not surprised. No, it's not. William, that's not the same. That's not the same. Oh, you know, I, I don't like having watches in my case that I don't wear. My biggest offenders are ones I really like, but I almost never wear them. Is my 736 collections, the ones that are Jacquet 736. I collected them just to have them, and I almost never wear them. But who'd want to buy them? So I might as well keep them. A railroad pocket watch, yeah, that would be another cool one. There are a lot of the what are they called? Rail Masters and some of those. Those are nice watches. Going Commando, no watch. Yeah. HRM. If money is no, I'd buy a JLC Reverso Eclipse. It's a Reverso with a shutter curtain style system, which you can slide open. It has an enamel art piece and Guillot shade dial in one. Sounds good. Yeah, well, you keep laughing. Okay, guys, let's see. Well, it's 8:45, so we've got the extra 15 minutes in. Anyway, guys, listen, thank you for your patience and your 1970 Speedmaster professional. Hang on to that. Sounds good. Take care, everyone, and I will try to I put in a new operating system, and then Google had something that says, you want the new Google this?" I said, "Yeah, that's fine." Ever since then, the thing is connected to my iPhone in a way that I have a napkin over here for I clean stuff off with it, and my iPhone was looking at it because some people said originally, "Oh, what the I saw a napkin." That was my iPhone was looking at it. Anyway, guys, thank you all for showing up. Take care. 4 o'clock today, I'm gonna have everything working fine the first time, and we're gonna talk about the opposite. What was the worst watch that you would never get, or if you had one, you'd never get again? I'd like to hear everyone's opinion on that. I know that some of the ones that may be my favorite, maybe somebody said their worst ones. I'd never get one of those. That's okay. Take care.